The men's 100 metre final at the 2023 World Championships has just taken place, and Noah Lyles delivered in another World Final, taking the gold medal with a new personal best of 9.83. Lyles came into the event with his usual confidence and looked to be in good form, clocking the second fastest time among all of the athletes in the heats with 9.95. In the first semi-final, we had a field of Marcel Jacobs, Noah Lyles, Ferdinand Omanyala, Eugene Dadzi and Hakeem Sani Brown. Lyles finished first with 9.87 after separating himself from the rest of the field past 60 metres, and he was extremely hyped when crossing the finish line. Sani Brown took the second automatic qualifying spot with 9.97. In the second semi-final, the favourites to progress were Akani Simbine, Christian Coleman and the fastest man in the world this year, Zarnell Hughes. Simbine failed to make it to the final after disqualification for a false start, and when the race got underway, Coleman got out of the blocks like a rocket, while Hughes had some catching up to do to secure a second place finish. Coleman finished in 9.88, with Hughes finishing in 9.93, and just behind them was Raheem Ford with a time of 9.95, which was fast enough for him to qualify for the final. In the third semi-final, the defending champion Fred Kerley lined up in lane number 4 with the fastest athlete from the heats, Oblique Seville, in lane number 7. Both athletes raced in the same heat in the first round, and Seville took the win with a time of 9.86, while Kerley finished second with 9.99. Seville ran another composed race in the semi, finishing in 9.90, with Tebogo coming second with 9.98, but Fred Kerley's 10.02 wasn't enough to see him through to the final, so Omanyala took the second spot on time qualification with 10.01. In the final, we had a lineup of Raheem Ford, Letsile Tebogo, Christian Coleman, Zarnell Hughes, Noah Lyles, Oblique Seville, Sani Brown and Ferdinand Omanyala. When the gun went off, Coleman as expected got the best start in the field, but Letsile Tebogo managed to stay in touch with him. Lyles got a good start by his standards, and there wasn't much between him and Seville in the lane outside him, while Zarnell Hughes was a fraction behind, which we came to expect from his starts in the previous rounds. Coleman began to fade after 60 metres, while Lyles and Seville were charging towards the front, and from 80 metres there is very little to choose between the 5 athletes I've mentioned. Lyles won in a somewhat comfortable fashion, given that his finishing time was 9.83, while the next 3 athletes all finished in 9.88, but Lyles held off on his celebration while crossing the line due to the reaction of Zarnell Hughes. Hughes said in an interview afterwards that he thought he caught Lyles but was still ecstatic upon finding out he won bronze, finishing just 1,000th of a second behind Tebogo, who won silver, and 3,000ths ahead of his training partner Seville, who finished 4th. Coleman finished in 5th place with 9.92, which will be disappointing for him having ran 9.88 in the semis, and the remaining athletes ran times of 10.04 for Sani Brown, 10.07 for Omanyala and 10.08 for Ford. With Lyles winning his first 100 metre medal at Worlds and also lowering his PB, which was set back in 2019, he can now lay claim to being the single most dominant athlete in the sprints, and he gets a step closer to his ambitious target of running 9.65. With the new level of 100 speed just displayed by Lyles, will he be able to defend his 200 metre crown and become the first athlete to win the World Champs double since Usain Bolt in 2015? Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.